Hello, today the topic of my talk is learning awakens, repairs and builds your brain, my brain. The benefits of continuous learning process is sound and progressive better mental health. It is said that learning rewires the brain. I will say that learning awakens, repairs, heals, builds your brain beyond its full potential. What you think is potential, you can go beyond that. It will, I will say that repeated activation of brain and brain cells called neurons leads to what is called LTP. LTP stands for long-term potential. That means the gains which are achieved, they not only stay for days or months or years, they can stay lifelong. So this achievement of long-term potentials for brain functioning of the neurons and brain as a whole and then the person as a whole is a great achievement. And there is opposite to that which is called LTD. This is long-term depression. Now this long-term depression of the brain's anatomy, physiology and thinking ability can lead to even mental illnesses. Now it is very important to understand what comprises long-term potential, which is achieved by long-term activation. So before I come to the procedure of long-term potential, long-term activation is very important. For long-term activation, you will have to know activation of what? Now think of my head, it contains a brain. Now brain is composed of neurons which are active cells which process our information through our senses and take some action getting from the memory, their experience, previous learning and experiences. And at the same time what we find important, the neurons find important, they store it into, index into memory like books on a shelf, so that it can be recalled again. Now see this picture of neurons. In the brain there are neurons and these black things are neurons with nucleus, and in the neuron there is many dendrites, these blue colored dendrites, green nucleus, black neurons, 1 neuron, 2 neuron, 3 neurons, 4 neurons, and these dendrites. And only one axon goes out through one neuron, which takes the impulse to other places. Now see, everywhere one neuron is going, but one neuron has the ability to branch up to 1,000 to 10,000 branches. So for example, you can see these are the dendrites from where the information is received from our sensory objects, like you are listening, I am listening, you are seeing, I am seeing, and I am feeling this is wood, this is metal, this is chalk. So where this is something is tactile sensations, taste, all these things, you see, the senses, and from our own memories what we get through the other neurons, the memory, our experiences, they are also inputs. And these inputs come to a neuron, and then it processes it into a axon which has a network. Now imagine one neuron having only one axon which branches into 1000 to 10,000, and then they have synapses. For example, if we take, for example, this axon is going. Now this axon is making synapses with this axon. So axonic synapses. And whereas this is again going and making synapses with the dendrites. So axonodendritic synapses. And this axon is coming and with the soma body of the neuron is making a synapse. Axonosomatic synapses. So all these things like the World Wide Web is connected, like the internet, more than the internet, is everything is connected. You see, one neuron is approximately working power equal to say one ordinary desktop, and it has 10,000 connections, up to 10,000 connections, and we have up to 100 billion approximately neurons in our brain. That is why a person is capable of learning highly skilled things, memorizing highly skilled things, doing multiple tasks, doing extremely well, can be a genius like Einstein and many other people, writers, right? So these philosophers, so all these things, they occur at this. Very important to understand that, again I will repeat, in my brain there are 100 billion approximately neurons. So here I have drawn a neuron, another neuron, another neuron, another neuron, and a few connections I have shown. If I show all the connections, this will be all, you see, wired like this. The wires will be going like this. See, this branch will come from here to here. This branch will come from here, will go to here. So this branch will from here, axon branch will come and go and make a connection over there to this cell. So this will all be wired. So this is the greatness of wires. And more than greatness of the wires is the importance of the junctions, which are called synapses. Synapses. Now what are synapses? Now for example, a axon is coming from here. So it is ending from a neuron. Usually they are thin and long, only this is a neuron, this is an axon. And this, it ends here. So for example, there is either another axon or a dendrite or a cell. So they do not go into each other. They have a gap called cleft here. So when the message comes, a message comes in a form. So the message when comes, there is action potential is generated. Potential to act. So there are vesicles here, glutamate vesicles in between the vesicles. So they go towards this membrane, presynaptic membrane, means this is synapses. So this is before that synapses membrane, and this is the cleft gap between that. And then how will they go beyond that? So there is, like in the plus and minus depolarization, so there is depolarization. And here the neurotransmitters are released. Neurotransmitters. These are important things to understand, to know how the learning will help your brain to become normal, to become best, and to grow to a very powerful way. And so these neurotransmitters are released. Neurotransmitters here, they will open up the channels. Now these are very important things, that the channels are made through which the action potential passes to the other place with the neurotransmitters. And this thing goes there, and there is a neuron, and this becomes active and starts shining. So this 10,000 messages, if passes, this axon passes, so up to 10,000, those messages will activate and make those group of neurons shine, glow, because they will become activated. There will be current in them. So these channels, what happens to these channels? That these channels, sodium, potassium, calcium, these pass from these channels to the other, this postsynaptic membrane, but the channels open up, and from the presynaptic membrane through the channel, sodium, potassium and calcium start flowing to the other way, generating a action potential and making this thing active. This is activation of neurons. Like for example, this learning is coming. That is very important. This learning is coming. I am listening, I am seeing, reading, even from my previous experiences, or even thinking, contemplating. All these things are learnings. And this learning is igniting more and more of my neurons. So that when one group of neurons is ignited, becomes glowing, becomes activated, they start making friendships, they are talking to each other, messages are being exchanged, and they start acting in a group for some purpose. And then very important thing what happens is, as the calcium goes through this thing to that thing, and this cytoskeleton of the neuron which receives, for example, now this is receiving, this axon is coming, bringing a message here, and through the dendrite, action potential is coming, goes into the cell. So calcium is coming here. Now calcium and other amines, special proteins, those will make this cellular skeleton, like I have a skeleton, bones. So cytoskeleton grow. These dendrites, they will have more branches. They will grow more. They will grow. They will become thicker. They will grow more branches. The cell itself, neuron itself, will grow. We not only will become active, will become more bigger. And even new neurons will be formed in your brain. When they become active, you will have new neurons. So in the network, you will have more functioning units with their own nuclei. You will have more neurons. Earlier it was said that one is born with the fixed number of neurons and myocardial cells, and no neurons form during the lifetime. Now this theory, by properly investigations which are now available, like MRI and PET scans, which show the activity of the new neurons which are formed, have proved that by activation, which I have explained, how the learning goes from presynaptic membranes through the channel to the postsynaptic membranes, and this thing goes into the activation of the neuron. They start glowing like bulbs, and they make a group of glowing bulbs. Now we have 100 billion, maybe 1 million will make a group for something, some special purpose, like I am speaking and writing, delivering a talk. So this will have a group of neurons to support me in this matter. How I am speaking, how I am waking my head, how I am writing. So this new, if I keep learning, because teaching is the best method of learning. So for sure, I will grow, I will make my neurons healthier, my dendrites and axons healthier, and my neurons healthier, and there will be more of dendrites and more of neurons in my brain, and this will save me from many diseases like Alzheimer's, which comes at the end of the life to many people, the old age problem of dementia, for example, and many other, all types of mental illnesses. So this is that you are known as the person, you are your synapses. A person is considered that he has synapse. Now I will explain something to you further again, but before that I will come back to my talk. So I told you what is the potential activation, long-term potential activation. This activation of the neurons glowing up, working together, talking to each other, activating, feeling happy, talking to each other neurons. Those neurons are not going to be active and happy as an action potential. This is a long-term potential for years and years and for whole life. So long-term potential includes addition of new receptors, adequate, balanced and better functioning neurotransmitters, and bio means peptides, micronutrients and enzymes involved in storage and recall of learnt material. Now this is very interesting something again, which I will explain to you. Storage of the memory and recall of the memory. Now this is a neuron. This is an axon from which the thing is going, dendrite, and these are the various dendrite from which it is receiving information. Naturally, it will receive information from an axon. Axon will come to dendrite, or axon will come to body, or axon will come to axon and have synapses here. So these information, three ways of multiple, it can have multiple synapses over here, multiple synapses, multiple connections, and with the branches of the axon, more synapses. So there can have many synapses. Now when the action potential reaches this place, how the memory is stored? Now you think of long-term memories. You will have many memories. Suddenly picture like you have visited that place which you had liked, attended that marriage, had that very painful experience. The memory of that thing will vividly come to your mind like a movie. So much of this is stored. So what they say is, one is action potential to back potential. That means that when we have a break, we sleep for some time, and then the action potential goes back, and this brings the memory inside. The exact mechanism of storage of memory in the brain, exactly how it is indexed and how it is recalled, is not still deciphered by the science anywhere. There are theories which say that it involves large number of rare minerals elements like cobalt, like lead, like thorium, like zinc, magnesium, and of course this sodium, potassium, calcium, iron. So all these things, maybe hundreds of these things, they form different types of action potentials, and they are stored in different way, and then the memory is concentrated, like the common memories which have out of that thing, they are made into common, and only new memories are retained. Rest of the memories are combined with the other memories. So it becomes easy for the brain to store memories. But the important thing is that since we have seen here that the memory storage is very important, because this alone will activate the thing, the action potential will lead into the neuron, back action potential and forward action potential, and that will be stored, and that memory makes personality. If your name is so and so, because your neuron tells that and synapses tell that. If you have that education, it is because your neurons have stored that. If you have any faith or belief and have any vision, it is all in your neurons and in your synapses, nothing else. The various types of memories. Now, number one is sensory memory. Number two is short-term memory. Number three is long-term memory. Short-term memory is just like a glance. You are going through a street, and when you are going through a street, either walking or driving on a vehicle, you see the things. And so this just stays for 2-3 seconds and fades away. So very short-term sensory memory. I see like this, I will say there are books, but I don't know the headings of the books, right? So something is written, yes, there are boards, I don't know what it is. So then comes short-term memory. Now short-term memory stays for up to 30 seconds, and it can be increased with the brain power that one can retain short-term memory. It is like somebody is talking, you are replying something, you have to remember what he has talked for a few seconds, and then you have to reply, and then you forget, like quick chatting and chatting. So this will a short-term memory. It also washed away in 30 seconds time. We don't retain any long-term memory of this. Now what is most important is long-term memory, which is the main thing which makes our personality, which goes inside our brain and is stored there, indexed there, so that we can recall it. Now this long-term memory makes our personality and grows our brain. So this is very important. How do we have the long-term memory? I'll discuss later. So first of all, what I have described is that potential, action potential, long-term action potential. So that is, by these things we can have addition of new receptors, adequate number of receptors which are balanced and better functioning, having better neurotransmitters, which have better these micronutrients which I have told you to store the memory, and enzymes involved in storage and recall. Number two, it is activation and formation of new channels, as I explained to you, and activation and formation of new groups of neurons which together work in coordination, as I told you. So that's why I told you everything in diagrammatic form. Then increase in the size of synapses, and the synapses, like the synapses, like a synapse is taking place here and synapse from here. So this surface, they increase in size, so they can have more transmission. The size is increased. Increase in the size of synapses and more active depolarization of postsynaptic membrane, leading to increased volume and speed of conduction of information. The speed, the axon is bringing the information and passing it on. So this speed of this thing will increase. That is very important, that if you are able to think and react quickly. New ion channels form and synapses to change intrinsic electric patterns of neuron. So new channels form and new synapses form. So we have already explained to you large and more branched cytoskeleton. Like this is the cytoskeleton of this dendrite. Like this side dendrite. So this one. This will grow large and big and strong. So this dendrite, all these things will grow. And new neurons. This is a concept which for a long time was thought to be wrong. Now we know that new neurons keep forming throughout life. You keep learning throughout life and you keep having a better brain throughout life. Now, healthy mind is what makes a self-sufficient and useful person, useful to oneself and to others. Just like our bodies need good food regularly and proper exercise to remain in good health, so do our brain needs proper input of good food, good thoughts, new thoughts and mental exercise to maintain itself and grow. Body and mind are two equally important essential components of a living being. Just like hardware and software, for example, this laptop has a hardware and a software installed into it, are equally important for a computer. You all know that the hardware of a computer, like hard disk for storage, RAM and motherboard for connections, and processor for retrieving the relevant information, coordinating it, and then supplying it further. So they are improving in their capacity by every passing day. You are having better and better computers, super computers. So are the software also evolving every other day. Now our brain too has evolved and improved over time to the current stage in humans. Some humans have more thinking abilities, some have less. Some have extraordinary, unimaginable capacity to think, while some get trapped into mental illnesses. This is exactly equivalent to like our body responds to food and exercise. The more, the better food we give it. If you will feed your brain wrong things, it will get into a long-term depression mode. It will shrink, the working will decrease, working will become slow. So, long-term action potential. Now, the thing in this very important is what the genetic makes. Genetic provides only 1/4, 25% of action potential of the brain. 75% of our brain function comes from what input we provide to our brain, how much we exercise it, how much we appreciate it, and how much we are grateful for having this asset. You see, nobody is asking me to prepare this talk or deliver this talk to you. This I am doing basically for myself, my learning, for my neurons to glow and shine together and to grow better cytoskeleton, more neurons, healthy connections, healthy channels, so that my brain remains healthy. If you will listen carefully and you will go beyond, you will learn more from the net, from the books, you will think and analyze what is this. And I am a doctor for long years, but many of this knowledge is new to me, or at least was forgotten by me. So this is very important. That 75% is in your own hands to make your brain better, stronger and disease free. The learning process is basically a memorizing process. This means encoding what is learned and then decoding it to use when it is required. Now I told you there are 3 types of memories: sensory memory, short-term memory and long-term memory. Now long-term memories are the one which are identified as something which are relevant for an accurate response, because it may have consequences. These are related to previous important experiences, or these require reproduction of a learned response. Now these long-term memories are the ones which are stored. These activate, awaken and grow and transform our brains. These are stored for a purpose, that is that these should be recalled when needed. These are there 3 ways to recall this. Now whatever say I have learned or I have stored in my mind. Now what are the ways? One is retrieve, take it out. Now there is a procedure to take it out. The easiest procedure to store it and to take it out is to correlate it with something which you already know. For example, I was in a shop where one of my professors in medical college called me by my real name, Dr. Narottam. I was a student then. I said, sir, how do you remember my name? He said, one of my friends' name was also Narottam. When I saw you, I correlated that. So that's the way to correlate with something, whatever you have the incidence with some other incidence which you cannot forget. So this will be tagged to that. This is called tagging. And then by relearning, you learn a thing. For example, I also learned this thing, many things from the books, from the net, and I tried to give a lecture which I deleted 3-4 days back, and so I relearned again. But while you retain that memory and that is not stored, it is important to learn something related to it immediately after few hours, in the next morning, next day. If you learn it after long time, that memory may be lost or not be retrievable. So to be easily retrievable, you have to keep learning. Lifelong learning is the only way to have a happy, enlightened, quick, active and smart mind that can have proper evaluation of self abilities, challenging situations, and even to respond properly to the challenges which have never been experienced earlier. Regular lifelong learning will give us a mind that can learn beyond, above, behind and below, and can read in between the lines. Means comprehensive understanding about the person is talking, this newspaper is writing something, this letter has come, what is the real purpose of this thing, what is behind this, who is behind this, what is the scene, the greater design of all these things. So learning provides us with an asset that no one can steal or snatch. I am here today, I am a surgeon, I am a doctor, I have my hospital. But say I have lost many things, to say some of the properties taken by my relatives. So but my education stayed with me and gave me a chance again, living a life again. So self-confidence, when you learn, you become self-confident. You can reflect upon self-reflection. What are your powers and what are your weaknesses? Once you know your powers, then you can enhance them, you can use them. And your weaknesses, you can correct them or you can hide them. So there is a way to manage. Then motivation for action and reward. So learning makes you a motivated person. So you become, this is very important, motivation for anything like you act, it requires some motivation. So self-motivated, or by learning more and more, you will become more and more motivated, and you will be looking for rewards. Now control over behavior even in events of provocation. Many people keep provoking you at many times. So many times they suddenly, due to their own mindset, they start talking in a way which is not making any sense, or sometime in a bad way. So that to remain cool and calm, you have to be a learned person. It gives you happiness and joy. It gives you creativity. It gives you ability to learn new skills as and when you require them. Any time in your life. It gives you autonomy, independence. That is very important in life. It gives you a high status in life, a high income in life, ability for better time management, ability to listen carefully and understand, ability to stay mindful in the present moment, ability for empathy with others whom you want to have empathy with. So because this is a very good feeling, and empathy helps everyone when ability to filter out hurt, anguish, anger, agitation, confusion, resentment, depression and all other negative feelings which occupy your brain and which are going to block your brain and block the the flow of the matter here, learning process and growth of your brain. They are going to shrink the neurons, close the channels, and you're going to have long-term depression. So these things you are able to identify that this thing, I am carrying the hurt, anguish, anger, agitation, confusion, resentment, depression. So you can wash these off and throw these off, all these baggages. You can have more opportunities by learning, can have more opportunities. You can have more social and professional connections which are required. The best benefit provided by continued lifelong learning is disease-free, robust brain, and a brain which gives you an edge over others, because this is a competitive world. For sure, the brain will keep your mental illnesses like anxiety, neurosis, depression, psychosis, mania, schizophrenia, obsessive compulsive disorder, demotivation disorders, attention span decrease disorders, and the medical doctors, the psychiatric medicines, and the asylums away. So I will say in conclusion that few hours of regular and serious learning every day will keep poverty, isolation, slavery, depression, psychologists, psychiatrists, psychiatric drugs away from you, and you will have a healthy and powerful brain. You will not have dementia. You will, be able to work better, have a better relationship within your family, in your working environment, with your professional connections, with your business connections. You will be better at interactions and achievements. So this part you need few slogans. The practice makes perfect. This is true for brain. And you have to try again, and then you will find again. And you are what your neurons and synapses are. Thank you very much. If you like my talk, please press the like button and press the share button so that you share it with your friends and relatives whom you want that they may benefit from it. And please subscribe to my channel so that you get the notification as and when I upload another video. Thank you for watching. We shall